Hello everyone. So my name is Kamsilawati. The title of my presentation today is on UMS Administrative Staff's Feedback and Experience in the English for Workplace Communication course. So a little bit about this course. Um, Looking at feedback on the course to better improve the course structure as well as the content for future training. Okay, so feedback on what constitute an English course that is useful, practical, and important can help enhance a course's effectiveness. So therefore, against this context, this study explores the degree to which the learning objectives are fulfilled by the English for Workplace Communication course. Now, it is important to note that the primary aim of this study is to get feedback as to provide the facilitators with constructive input, which help to enhance the quality of the course, as I mentioned earlier. So according to Atchison and Waters in 1987, ESP, or English for Specific Purposes, is a way of teaching languages in which all decisions regarding the method and content are made in light of the learner's motivation. So the term ESP suggests that English is unique to the spectrum of principles and procedures outlined inside particular professions. So because of that, the English for the Workplace Communication course intended to address the UMS administrative staff's demands, which is to provide them with advanced workplace communication skills and topic content knowledge concerning their professional requirements. Okay, so the course seeks to reinforce participants' acquisition of oral and written communication in English for the workplace. Yeah. Now, the aim and objective, which was mentioned earlier as well, the study focuses on how well the administrative staff understands the course material, critical to their demands for oral and written communication in the workplace. Okay, so according to Zainuddin, Zaida Pillai, Dumanik, and Philip in 2019, okay, both learners and businesses agreed that proper grammar and a vast vocabulary are essential, but the result showed considerable differences between students' opinion and employer expectation. Okay, this is to show that what the student expect, or what the student prepared themselves for the workplace is different from what the workplace expect of them. Yeah, so because of this, the complexity of developing a high-skill workforce in Malaysia will largely depend on many stakeholders in the educational system and the pertinent businesses. Okay, another study, which is English at Work: Global Workplace Language Skills in 2016, depicted that English language skills are essential for over 95% of employers in many non-native English-speaking countries, which includes Malaysia. Yeah, so this is to show how crucial English language skills when it comes to the workplace. And then in 2014, Ojan Paramina suggested that poor English language skills, not suggested, proved that poor English language skills slow down efficient communication flows, trigger misinterpretation, create frustration, and create employee barriers. So English is the most frequently used language in the corporate world, and knowledge of English has become one of the essential skills for employability. So as you can see through the literature review, it is highlighted that English is essential when it comes to the workplace. Yeah. Now, the methodology for this study The participant consists of 20 administrative staff from University of Malaysia Sabah who completed the one-day English for the workplace communication course. So why 20 staff members only? Because the requirement of the course itself only allowed a certain number of participants. So therefore, the maximum were 20. Okay, so they are selected based on their position within the Human Resources Division. Information such as age, gender, and personal feedback on the one-day coursework was collected. And a qualitative research method was used to understand the development of content skills and issues that emerge from staff experiences during the one-day course. So basically, the method for data collection from the study is through personal reflections. At the end of the course, the researchers compiled a personal reflection recording of the participants' experiences, which will provide tool of the trade for future participants. Okay. Now, these are the results of the study. So the first few things are on demography. So there were basically about 40% of the participants that were male, and then 60% were female. In terms of the age range, about 71% of the participants were between 20 to 30 years old, 23% between 31 to 40 years old, and 6% between 41 to 50 years old. Okay. Now, there are questions asked in regards which skill were essential to them. So about 55% of the participants believed that oral skill are essential to them, and then 45% mentioned written. Okay. Now, they were also asked which of this area mentioned earlier is their area of weakness. About 20% mentioned that their area of weakness is in oral, and then 30% in written. And quite a number of participants, which is 50%, mentioned that both oral and written communication was their area of weakness. Now, there were also some questions asking the participants on the value of language skills in the workplace. Okay, about 75% strongly agreed that poor communication skill in English impair the chances of recruitment during interviews. So, as you can see, the use of the English were quite critical when it comes to attending an interview. 55% believe that English language skill influences their career in many aspects, and quite majority said strongly agreed that language training programs should be conducted in the workplace to improve the quality of English language skills. And about 85% strongly agreed that the university education system should focus on English skills required for employability, and about 65% strongly agreed that English language skills are mandatory for finding a suitable job. So basically, majority of the participants agreed that this value of the use of English for the workplace is quite essential when it comes to the usage in their profession. Right now, one question was asked. Another question was asked during the personal reflection, on what do they think of the course. Okay, most of them suggested that the language that allows them to, that the language, which is English, that allows them to interact everywhere they go is English, Some said that without thinking about errors and grammar, one should be brave and confident enough to speak. So, for example, today's IT industry needs a person to interact in English with clients and stakeholders. They are expected to provide presentations or business reviews on most occasions for businesses that call for better English speaking and writing skills. Therefore, in today's world, English language proficiency undeniably plays a mandatory role. Each participant decided that each employee's English language proficiency was the cornerstone. Okay? And then the next one was, what have you learned from this course and how are the oral communication aspects relevant to the workplace? So some participants stressed the importance of English during interviews, as mentioned earlier on the value of English. Communication in English, since globalization is no longer an option but is actually a necessary one. They have to demonstrate the strengths of using language skills during the interview process, however good an employee is in his technical skills. So therefore, they still find that the use of English is quite relevant when it comes to interview, be it they are good or not, they're good in their own field. Yeah. So in addition, one must understand or interpret the language. Strong vocabulary of the interview were used during the interview to assess the applicant's language proficiency. One participant mentioned that the need for successful language skills become compulsory once you enter a leadership position. Many respondents consider oral communication skill the most relevant since they sometimes need to communicate in English. So they find that when they try to apply for promotion, for a higher position, they are actually required the one of the requirement is the English language proficiency. Okay, so therefore they find it really crucial that this aspect of oral communication is relevant and will help them to tackle their language proficiency when it comes to interview. And the next one is, the last one is wanting to know what are the recommendations on how to improve the course. Yeah, they were asked about this. So most participants suggested that the course should be balanced with more hands-on tasks. Some said they are shy and need more realistic exposure to allow them to participate and learn more. So hands-on learning is ideally positioned, apart from severe shyness or anxiety, to assist or elevate any form of learner. Okay, so they believe that if given much practice on oral and written tasks, they could improve the use of English, specifically ESP, English for Specific Purposes, which allow them to prepare for the workplace. Yeah. Now, conclusion. This paper has addressed the staff's feedback on the English for Workplace Communication course and the experiences during the one-day course. So this positively interconnected learning condition can contribute to practical outcome in participants' professional competence and might affect their English proficiency. So consequently, these positive experiences will contribute to their motivation to learn. Hence, it can be concluded that the integration of oral and written communication topic in the course should be retained. Yeah, the study results also suggest that occupational issues be broadened to make them applicable to other fields of study. Okay, and also, therefore, through the study, it allows me or the researchers to see that there is a need to revise the course content to meet the administrative requirement to continue their professional development. So it is hoped that with the input given by the administration staff will help the researcher to better improve the content of the course for future training. Thank you. So that ends my presentation for today. Do feel free to email me if you have any question. You can write into kamsi@ums.edu.my. Yeah. So thank you again.